I leave for 3 days and the garage gets just full of parts. I don't know how this happens. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. I just got fresh off the plane and right into a super hot garage. That's right, I'm right back into E36 M3 content. I'm gonna show you guys a couple of things that came in and then we'll talk about a couple of things that we're gonna do in this video. All right, first and foremost, found out that the reason that we're getting all of this wheel shake is actually from my steering rack. I did have all the wheels and tires rebalanced and I still had a little shake going on. Put the front of the car back up in the air and then shook this side and there was a lot of play in it. Looked at where that play was coming from and it was in fact the steering rack. Not a big deal because I was already planning on upgrading to the ZHP steering rack. So this is from the Rack Doctor. They basically like refurbish steering racks for BMWs. And this is of course the ZHP steering rack for the E36 M3. A lot of people do this modification. It is considered an upgrade from the factory steering rack in this car. And since mine was already toast, it made perfect sense for me to just go ahead and do this. These guys had this shipped out to me within 48 hours, which is crazy. I did not expect to get it that fast. I thought it would take at least like a month to get this thing, but we are not working on this today. That'll be a future video. One of the things we are working on, I did get my harnesses. That's going to be a separate video. We got to go through that. There's a lot of stuff going on here today, guys. But we are going to be working on this intake that I received from Keys Motorsports. Just a very simple cone and pipe setup for the E36 M3. I didn't want anything too crazy. It looks like it does have some sort of heat shield in here too, but we'll dive into that today, install that. And then I also have an AFE rear section with black tips. Now this is obviously just a catback, so I do think that we'll probably go through like a few different styles of exhaust setups for this car. This is one of those things where if you don't love the tone, you just kind of change out different parts until you find the desired tone. But I did order the track pipes from Bimmercode. I don't know if I'm going to be doing anything with the headers quite yet. Kind of want to see how it sounds and then go from there. But I'm fairly certain at some point we will do something with the headers as well. And we might even switch up the rear section in the future. Who knows? But Keys had this in stock, so I just went for it. AFE rear section. It's a basic axle back exhaust, I guess. It's got everything you need, your clamps, your pipes. Hopefully, you know, this exhaust probably hasn't been touched in a long time. So I'm expecting that we'll probably have to use some PB blaster. We might break some bolts. Shout out to Keys Motorsports for sending this out. And also for sending out the intake. Super hyped to put that in. As soon as we do this, I'm going to start recording some POV videos in 4K. No talking, no shenanigans. We're just going straight to driving. I'm gonna strap it onto my forehead and I'll probably put another one like in the cage area for like a second angle, but we're just gonna do some driving videos so you guys can enjoy the E36 M3 with me. I'll go find some good roads out here in North Carolina and just drive. All right, so this is some other stuff that we have coming in. Now this is part of a larger order, but I will run through some of this because it will be important for future videos. E36 solid aluminum subframe bushings, monoball rear trailing arm bushings, all from Turner. This is I think this is a differential mount, I want to say. These are actually new LED license plate lights. I'm missing one, so I just figured why not just get the LED ones. This is the performance polyurethane differential mount. This is the pin for it. This is the rear sway bar reinforcement kit. These are the polyurethane transmission mount sets. These are the OEM motor mounts that I ordered. So we do have a lot of bushings and mounts that are going to be drastically changing this car. And it doesn't look like a lot of stuff, but I'm telling you right now, these alone are going to make a big difference. I do have more parts coming for this whole thing that we're doing, drastically changing the way that this car drives. All of the bushings and mounts are bad in this car. They were upgraded at some point. You can tell they're like different colors, but they're just old. And so I just want to refresh everything and start fresh with the stuff that I prefer. So that's what we're gonna end up doing at some point. Just kind of like keeping you guys in the loop as stuff comes in because honestly, it's hard to keep track of it all. Okay, so this is the differential support bracket. It also happens to be in light color blue, just like all of the freaking sway bars in the car, which is, dude, pretty sick. This thing's gonna actually look pretty badass from the bottom. So that is just a few of the things that have come in so far that you guys, this could really change the way that this car drives, especially with the new steering rack that we're putting in. Super excited for all that. That's gonna be in a future video and we'll probably include the steering rack as part of that video. Who knows? We'll figure it out when we get there. I would also like to point out the fact that I got my center console piece in. I do have the rest of the parts for this in the other garage, but look at how, dude, just that one piece made it look like a real full interior. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? Yeah, It's really coming together, guys. Let's talk about the exhaust. I think I'm gonna start on this today. Old girl is, yeah, man, I've already had to replace the mounts, the exhaust hangers, because they had rusted through, so we have new ones on there. But yeah, I mean, this should be pretty self-explanatory. It's a rear section all the way up to the catalytic converters. It should just bolt right up. It does come with everything we need to make this work. So I'm just going to get right into it. I'm going to jack the car up. I'm going to start removing the old one, and we'll see if we run into any issues. Might just lay this one out so I can kind of see how it forms first, but yeah, it should be good. Let's get into it. Wow, 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 super fun. Super fun. So that is what we're going to be disconnecting right here. Those are catalytic converters right there. So we're gonna be removing all of this back here to the muffler. Nice part is it's one piece all the way through, so that should be pretty easy to remove. There are a couple of hangers right here. Those are the ones I just replaced because the whole exhaust was like hanging super low. So good thing we replaced that because putting a new fancy girl on and she's gotta look good. So I'm gonna get to it. Actually going to, just by looking at those, I can tell that we gonna need some PB Blaster. Them joints is filthy. Look at the size of this thing. It landed on my freaking leg, dude. It's like a big hornet. Dude, it's huge. It's bigger than a quarter. That thing landed on my freaking leg. This dude came in the wrong garage today. It's super weird because on vacation, I literally got bit by a wasp. And that motherfucker landed exactly where I got bit. And I looked up and he's like a gigantic bee. I don't know what kind of bee that was, but no way. Not today. It's not happening. That's your new home. You live in a vacuum now. All right, where was I? Got him. For these ones, 13 mil and a 12 mil. Kind of a weird position, but you'll get it. Okay, so we got the beautiful muffler off. So this is going from a 2-inch, like the stock pipes that the cats come out of are 2-inch to a 2.5-inch. So in order to do that, I'm gonna have to use these guys. See how they allow us to go from little guy to big guy. So we are gonna use that. There was like a little gasket that came off of one side. And then try and reuse all these. I don't know if you're gonna be as lucky as me, but preferably I'd like to get new ones, but we'll do that when we get track pipes. So I think what I'm gonna do now that I have this out, I'm just gonna assemble the new exhaust, lay it out so it's as close as possible to this. I'm gonna leave all this loose. I'm gonna work on this part. As you can see, we're using the factory rubber mount on this side, and then we're using the actual metal piece and the rubber mount on this side. I left all this stuff loose. All this is loose, as you can see. So now I'm gonna start working on this side. So for these guys, I went ahead and tightened all these down. This is the original 13 mil and 12 mil. And then I just kind of twisted these to the point where they were both, all four, accessible. This is the one with the crush washer. So you just have to make sure, look on both sides while you're tightening it, to make sure that that crush washer is seated properly. This one just butts right up. You don't need to worry about a crush washer on that one. Now that we have this all tightened up back here and the muffler tightened up, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten up the midsection piece, which is just these guys, the normal clamps on both sides. And this all kind of just like fell into place as I was working on it. This part down here was pretty tight to get in. I had to really pull backwards. But if you have a jack holding it up, it's a lot easier. So yeah, that's where we're at. It looks good. There's no rubbing or anything. These are lined up really solid. I like where the tips lay out. It looks like it's a good placement. I'll show you that later. But yeah, nothing is hitting. Everything looks like it clears well. It fit really good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up tightening the rest of the bolts, and then I'm gonna start up the car while it's up in the air, just to make sure that we're not leaking under here. Okay, we are all tightened up and good. It's got the branding on it, but you know, I'll probably end up just painting those all black or something down the road. I love it, man. All blacked out. Looks really nice. Let me do the leak test, make sure we're good, and then I'll drop her down. We'll go ahead and do the intake. This sounds good. Okay, that was successful. Moving on to the intake. Knock that out real quick. Shouldn't be too difficult. One pull on the old school BMWs. Nothing like the new ones where you double pull it. Behold, our stock intake system. Undo these guys, these clamps from the throttle body. Pop this off. What up? All right, had a fan roll up. Nice to meet you, bro. You know, when you live at a place like this and you, my garage is always open and I'm always working in here, so people just roll up, which is fine. I'm cool with it. Like, it's not a big deal. But yeah, nice to meet you, bro. Like your car. All right, so obviously intake system, throttle body, we're gonna go ahead and pull it off from here. I don't think we need to undo any of that. This looks all pretty straightforward. Air duct system right here, coming through here. So this is gonna come out of here. I don't know if we retain that on the new one. Got a 10 mil, it looks like, right here. That will come off. So yeah, we're basically just pulling out the air box, pulling off this plastic piece, pulling off this sensor, and I think that that will pretty much relieve the entire intake. Now, you guys remember I am doing the M50 manifold swap, so I will be doing that soon as well, but I don't know how long that's gonna take to get here. I also got the installation kit, so it makes everything 10 times easier. I do also want to replace this strut bar. I'm not really a big fan of it. I saw one at a car show the other day on that Dakar yellow E36 M3. If you guys know who makes that one, I'm gonna put a picture of it right here. If you guys know who makes that strut bar that was on that Dakar yellow E36 M3, let me know. Comment down below because I want that one. I don't really like this one, so yeah. All right, anyways, let's pull this out. Let's see what we got inside the box here. Okay, so I just started going for it, but basically you're just putting on the rubber pieces here and here. Put on these guys, there and there. Instructions beautifully noted on everything for you. There's the piping, there's the cone. Don't love that, might take it off. Sorry, engine, love you guys, but not a huge fan of branding. Anyways, a couple of heat shields here. See how those look. Dude, your boy though, I like to just run cone, to be honest with you. I don't know how long all this stuff is gonna stay. All you heat soakers, don't freak out on me. All right, done with this. So I put this piece back on. This has to stay there. Comes out of here. You got your plug right here for this sensor. And then you put the rubber engine grommet thing, the silicone part right here. And then this is the box, right? Hooks up to all the factory stuff. And that's as far as I got. Instructions are pretty clear. I mean, it tells you exactly what is going where. This is actually the top piece. Next, we'll put the filter on that and then put that into there. And then secure that down with that. I'll be real, man, I kind of like it without that cover. I don't know. Do these cars suffer from a lot of heat soak? I really don't know. But I would 100% prefer to run it without the cover. I will put the cover on, but I think it's gonna be better without the cover, but we'll put it on. All right, dude. I'm quite hyped on this. This looks pretty good. So what do you guys think? Are you team cover or no cover? I haven't decided yet. I will say it looks very clean with this cover on there. And I will also say that in general, the way that this intake fits and the way that it's made is very good. It's impressive the way that it all fits in here and how tight it is. It's very solid. I've seen intakes that move a lot, you know? They have like too many weird rubber grommets but this thing is rock tight. So, yeah, man, wow. Okay, so we got ourselves an intake, and we got ourselves a little axle back. You know, it's gotta be 150 wheel plus whatever we were, so probably making about 500 wheel right now. Cap, relax. Everybody calm down. This car probably makes 240 horsepower. I honestly don't even know how much it makes. I have no idea. But yeah, intake probably won't add anything. Maybe 3, 4, 5 horsepower if you're lucky. But obviously, dude, it looks way cooler and sounds way cooler, so that's why we do it. Also, for the axle back, I don't think it's gonna do much for us, but hey, it's gonna sound good. Okay, but when I do the track pipes and when I do the headers and I do the M50 manifold and then I get it tuned, I guarantee you, we will make a little power. I'm not looking to make like huge power with this car. And a lot of people are asking me like, are you gonna turbocharge it? No, I'm not gonna turbocharge it. I think if I were to do any kind of induction in this car, I would do a supercharger to retain that NA sound, NA feeling, linear feeling of the car. I don't wanna take away from that. And I really don't think that that's necessary. Like we have a Supra in the other garage that makes really good power, turbo. I don't need to have 2 turbo vehicles. And I also don't think for track that you want a super high horsepower turbo car. So if I were to do some sort of induction on this car, it would be a supercharger, and I would build the motor before I did the supercharger, which might happen this winter. I might actually pull the engine, build it, and then do a supercharger. And then from there on out, it would be a completely different kind of build than what we're doing right now. But for what we're doing right now, we're just trying to do some basic bolt-ons. We're gonna tune it so it drives good, sounds good. And yeah, man, I'm super happy with it. Like so far, dude, this car is, it's been like 2 months. I've actually only had my hands on this car for like a month. It's been at the wrap shop for a month beforehand. And so I've really only been wrenching on this car for like a few weeks, to be honest with you. Huge shout out to Keys Motorsports for sending both of these out. Very happy with them. Very happy with both of the products. They fit really good. They look good. I hope they sound good. Right now, it's raining out, so we're gonna wait until tomorrow. I'm gonna come in here and we're gonna fire this thing up first thing in the morning when we go get our coffee, and we are gonna hear what she sounds like. So you guys, I will see you tomorrow morning. Sleep tight. Well, it's gonna be like seconds for you, but I'm gonna sleep tight. I'll see you in the morning. All right, it is a new day. Today, we get to hear what this girl sounds like. I heard it briefly, started it up just to do a quick leak test, make sure nothing was leaking. But we're just gonna go for a quick drive, grab some coffee, about 7:30 in the morning, and we'll cap off this video. And then we will do some future videos with really, really good sound and a bunch of different angles and driving footage and all that. But I did wanna cap this video off and kinda let you guys have a little taste of how she sounds. Dude, this thing sounds good. Rumbly and deep. Oh, buddy, I'm super excited to drive it. All right, it's about to start raining, so we got like no time. Oh, dude, it sounds so good. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. You guys, it sounds so good. Oh my God. It's got like a really deep tone to it. So far, haven't like gotten high on the revs or anything, but it's got a really nice deep tone to it, man. It's good. So excited. This car is really coming together. Oh yeah, dude. I haven't like gotten on it or anything. Gotta let her warm up a little bit, but oh yes. I think today I'll probably work on the door cards, get that knocked out, but it sounds so good. I can't really hear the intake much, but then again, I haven't really like gotten on it or anything. The exhaust sounds awesome. For just an axle back, bro, this sounds good. Oh God, it sounds good. It sounds so nice. Oh my God! Yes, dude. It's amazing how just an exhaust makes the car so much more exciting to drive. Oh, it's starting to rain on me, man. No. Putting that sunroof delete into work already. God, it's got such a good, like, deep tone to it, though. I'm gonna grab this coffee and then we'll stop somewhere out here and give you guys a couple of revs. But yeah, like I said, there's gonna be a future video where we get like real sound clips and yeah, some good stuff for you guys. Well, I'll be damned. Look at how perfect that fits in there. It's like it was meant to be. All right, found a little spot. It's got such a good, like, dark, deep tone to it. I'm really curious to see what the track pipes end up doing to it. But yeah, it sounds really, really good. So remember, we have the intake covered up and the boxes on it and everything. I think if we took it off, the intake would probably be louder, like I was talking before, but I'm not really concerned about like hearing the intake. This sounds amazing though. This is such a good, clean tone. So I'm gonna give you guys a couple of revs out here so you can really hear it. Sounds so good. All right, you guys, so that is gonna wrap up the exhaust and intake video. This car is coming together so fast. Oh, it's so exciting. It's so much fun building this car. If you guys are interested in buying either of these parts, I'll have them linked down below. Huge shout out to Keys Motorsports for sending them out. I'm gonna head right back to the garage right now before it starts raining and get back into installs. We got more stuff coming this week, constant videos. You guys know how it is. Trying to put out daily videos, almost daily videos. But thank you guys for sticking with me. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.